All right, let's do that.
Okay.
Just go ahead and time him so he doesn't DQ. He has been known to DQ
I
in the
have
past.
DQ'd in this room in a speech contest. Thanks for ruining my intro, by the way. I remember pulling up in front of the Disneyland Hotel. We had front row parking, VIP. My best friend from high school, Alicio, was driving. And I remember I was so excited, but I was extremely nervous. I was scared. Or if you're from Texas, I was scared. We pulled into the spot, and all I could think about was, who am I going to see first? What are they going to think about me? And what's new? And so, Alicio said, do you have the pass? I said yes, and I put up the VIP pass. And I went ahead and I got out of the car and whipped out my white cane. You see, this was the first time that I was going to be meeting my old high school classmates from the class of '88, Whitney High School, because this is my 10-year reunion. I remember it like yesterday, October 15th, 1998. You see, back then, I was a young teenage boy. I was in 3 varsity sports. I was a leader at the school. I was so carefree. Had the highlights in my hair, the earrings. I was just loving life. I rode a motorcycle at the time, and it was just a blast. Now, 10 years later, I was a blind man who just started to accept his blindness and use a white cane. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, friends, have you ever had an event in your life that was so earth-shattering, shaking, heart-wrenching, that changed your life? I'm talking about something much greater than that, more dangerous, more hurtful than that. I'm talking about a hug. You see, coming down the elevator at the Disneyland Hotel, I didn't know who I was going to see first. And I was dependent on my friend Alicio to guide me. And I hadn't seen these people in 10 years. So I remember I had my white cane out, tapping, getting used to the new environment, and I was going down the escalators, and the first person that I met, Alicio, said, "Hey Brian, there's Tina Choi." And I was so excited because Tina was a good friend from high school, but I hadn't seen her in a while. You know how you lose touch with people? And so I was so excited to see her. I wanted to come up and give her a big, warm hug and embrace. And I came up and I said, "Hi, Tina, how are you?" And I was expecting this big, warm hug back. Instead, I got this cold, distant, lifeless, sympathetic hug. It was like that Godfather hug that says, you know, the only message that I felt was, "I'm sorry, you're blind." And that feeling was like a cancer. I started to feel it build up in my heart and started to feel like everybody was looking at me. And I got so uncomfortable, shaky, sweaty, nervous. And I said to Alicia, I said, "Dude, get me out of here, man. Get me out." And I remember going into the bathroom door, pushing the handicap stall there, and just feeling like she ruined my day. She ruined my year. And all these negative thoughts rushed through my mind. And I started to feel, man, is anyone going to accept me as a blind person? What kind of a future am I going to have? I just started my first company. Was I going to lose my business? Lose my livelihood? And even more, would anyone ever love me? You know, I left that event just feeling down, devastated. And I didn't know what to do. It took months for me to heal. And it wasn't until I came across a quote from Gandhi that said, "You must be the change that you want to see in this world," that I was able to go up close to that mirror and say, no more. I am never going to allow myself to feel that way. I define my blindness. My blindness does not define me. And I started to learn and study and say, how can I change this? How can I fix this so that this never happens again? And I can turn this negative into a positive, turn this disability to an ability. And I started to study and read every single day. I started programs like Toastmasters International, and I started to learn how I can change, how I can transform into this negative into a positive influence. Because only two things can happen, right? Either I influence you or you influence me. And guess what? I want to influence you positively. So I learned about the thought cycle, and this is so important because it applies to all of us. Besides me, who else in here knows how many thoughts do you have in a day? Anybody want to guess? Go ahead and shout it out. Oh, give me a number, a lot.
50 million.
100,000.
Okay, I have 100,000, I have a million.
3 million.
And 59, I got 3 million. And guess what? You have approximately 50,000 thoughts a day. Break that down per minute right now. On average, 35 thoughts per minute. Negative or positive, it's so important that we control our thoughts. And so I want to share with you what I learned to help me overcome my disability. Whatever challenge you have in your life, you can do the same by controlling your thoughts, because that leads to your results. So here we go. As humans, we can control our thoughts. Let's take a bad example, right? What happens is that if you have a negative thought, it affects here your emotions, your feelings, right? Go back to my story, right? I used to blame everybody else about my blindness, thinking it's your fault, not mine. And I realized that I actually influenced that. And so when I go back to that example, and I learned from that and got back up, I realized that I was influencing those results of why Tina gave me that cold, distant hug. What I had done is I had these negative thoughts that, hey, I'm blind, I'm useless, I'm disabled, I'm scared, I'm fearful. And that led me to having these feelings where a sadness, of unhappiness, I was not confident, right? And then that leads to your body, your actions. And what happened is I probably came in tapping very slowly. My shoulders were down, my eyes were down, right? I looked weak. I looked soft. I looked like I had no confidence, like I was disabled. And so that leads to your results. And that result led to this distance, led to this coldness, this negative influence on me. And so now I realize that whenever I have a negative thought, I can switch it like that. And so I make it positive, all right? So I start to think, yes, I am extraordinary. Yes, I am blessed. I have limitless vision. I can. And those thoughts become my feelings and emotions. I feel strong, confident, happy, sexy. And that leads to your body and your actions, where your posture just goes up. Your head's up. Your eye contact is better. You're connecting, right? Your posture, your stance. And that leads to your results. So I ask you, my friends, the next time you're on stage, whatever stage that may be, whatever challenge you have in your life, I ask you to remember that you can turn that negative thought into a positive one and have positive results. I can't wait, I'm going to age myself here, to my 25th high school reunion. And I can't wait to go up to Tina, right? I wish I could drive, right? But we'll still do the VIP parking, whip out the magic stick, right? Come on out and go, "Hi Tina, it's Brian." And I am going to influence her positively. If she were to say, "I'm sorry, Brian, you're blind," I would say, "Tina, it's no problem. I'm excellent. I'm the CEO of 4 companies. My vision is limitless. I'm a published author. I love life. I'm so happy to see you. Now go buy me a drink and let's go dance."